Christmas tree. Oh. Okay, stop. Nah, for real. So, last video, if you haven't seen that, by the way, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. What's up? I didn't even do a normal introduction. So, if you haven't seen the last video, we got these guys. We got the boot drive and fast stuff, and our 2 terabyte all storage. If you haven't seen the whole series, go check it out. We just got those and we got that. Today, we got more parts to buy. I'm actually in a Discord right now with the boys. As you can see, we're all in the boardroom. So if you guys want to join our Discord, it's down below. Go check it out. Today is a very important day. We're getting the RAM, which is probably the most important part. And, drumroll please, boom! Power supply. I want to get the motherboard so bad, but they're not in stock. And if they are, it's going to take weeks. So we're going to have to get that whenever it's in stock. As you can see, the price is down at a low. So it's probably one of the lowest it's been in a hot minute. Yeah, the item is 9.4% lower than it's been in the past 30 days. So this is the perfect time to buy it. I would say same for the RAM, but I don't think the RAM, I think it might be up for RAM. Yeah, right now it's like 5% higher. It's only like $9 more. I'm not really too worried about that. But that's that. M&M's. So I'm kind of redoing my whole setup. I'm getting a new desk because I don't have enough space for everything I have. I want to extend the desk that way and get rid of these 2 little shelves down here. They're getting in the way. Anywho, y'all tired of hearing me talk. Let's cop these suckies. Oh god, dude, this is gonna hurt. Oh no. Ow! Oh, it's done. They've been bought. Oh god. Alright, just in case. Boom, look at there. They're both ordered and they'll be here soon. Dude, look what that is. Actually, you'll get a better picture of it here. Look what it is. It'll be here in, what's that, the 10th through the 12th? That's in 3 days. Yee! I'm genuinely so excited. Skip forward 3 days. Let's get it. Welcome. So, I want to do a voiceover of me building this PC because, I mean, thought it'd be kind of cool. It also is helpful for people that want to know how to build a PC. I'll kind of go through my process, and you don't gotta trust in me. I'm in IT and I've built like at least 4 or 5 PCs. I forgot to grab the graphics card for this shot, which is very sad. I grab it later, but I didn't after I started building, I was like, dude, I did not grab the graphics card for these kind of little cinematic shots. I'm very sad. But that's the case. It's a Thermaltake Core P3, and here's me disassembling it because we got to get that glass panel off and the legs so I have a flat surface to work with. Because we gotta get that motherboard in so we can plop all the parts on there. And the motherboard, like I said, the motherboard was a tough piece to find, man, for no reason. Because, I mean, actually there is a good reason. It's a good looking motherboard, especially with the white and the black accents, and that it's got a PCI 4 Express slot. That's like probably the main seller, that it's white with the PCI 4. Like, there's plenty of white ROG motherboards out there, but not with a PCI 4 Express. This is me taking it out, and I think I'm going to do a time-lapse in just a second. I don't remember what I did here. I think I did a time-lapse of me putting the standoffs in that come in your case. The standoffs make it so you can't cause any static charge or ruin your motherboard. Very important that you don't mess that up. This is me kind of zooming in, showing me screwing in the motherboard to the case after the standoffs. And now we're getting into the NVMe 970 Evo. That is a SSD M.2, which goes into a motherboard if you have that slide. Sorry about that. I was getting a phone call. Yeah, you have to take off this little back plate on that if it has a cover, or if it doesn't, then you just put the actual cover on top. But yeah, then I'm screwing that down. That keeps it nice and safe. Corsair Vengeance 3600 RGB RAM. Lining them up with the B2 slot, because that's what my motherboard's manual says to put it in. B2 and A2, not B1 and A1. And obviously, I only know that because I'm an IT specialist. You don't need to know that. I highly recommend reading your manual to put it in the right slot, because most motherboards have a specific slot to get the best performance. That's where my performance is. AMD Ryzen 5 3600, a highly wanted CPU, and finally I got it at the price it should be at, not like $300. So right there in the top right is the dot, the little gold dot that lines up with the CPU little triangle. That's where you'll line those two up to make sure it plops in fine. You don't even have, all you have to do is plop it in. You don't push pressure down. You don't want to bend the pins. Now here I'm opening a power supply. I'm mounting that next because I wanted to get all the cords through and out. That's what I like about this case. If you can see in the bottom right, there's a little black rubbery substance. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but it's able to push cables through. So cable management is super nice. I'm going to do some more cable managing later, but the right there, that's just me showing you the insides of the power supply. And I think we cut to me making it, like me actually like putting it together. So I'm so sorry. This is me plugging in the power supply. There's a lot of cables, and they all are basically labeled. If not, you kind of look them up. I know them by heart because I have to use them all the time. This is a CPU cable right here because it says CPU on the cable. But some of them don't have that. Some of them don't say anything. Like the big 24 pin, they just expect you to know that. But obviously, it's the only big 24 pin. PCIe is for expansion cards and stuff like that. Mainly graphics cards. And this is me wiring them through, which is very satisfying. It was a pain to get them all through that little hole. But I mean, I got it through. That is not what she said, though. Next right here is the hard drive, the 2 terabyte hard drive, not the SSD. This is the cable. It's a SATA cable, or that's the data cable. Coming up will be the SATA cable. That goes into the side of your motherboard, which I don't think I actually show. I just plugged it in. I was like, I mean, obviously, if you just follow your instructions, it'll tell you where to plug it. Here, again, this is the 24 pin, which goes in the giant 24 pin on the right side of the motherboard. Look at this transition. You couldn't even tell that transition was so smooth. There's the SATA cable I was talking about earlier. That goes in. I routed it up through here, pushed it in, and it's back down underneath. I'm grabbing now all the front port panels, all the front panel ports. That's the word I was looking for. And I'm going to wire them through the bottom because that's where most of them have to go. One of them, I think the USB 2.0 goes in the top right for me. For y'all, it's completely different. Most motherboards have the same positioning, but some don't. That's why I recommend reading your manual and reading. This is the CPU cable. I pulled it up onto the top left. That's where my CPU power thing is. It's called CPU opt or CPU something for me. I had a pain bending the cable, but it's fine. We got it in there sooner or later. Next morning, took me a whole day to freaking do that. Now we're getting to the stuff I've never done before. I've never vertically mounted a GPU. This is my first time. That's the bracket for it right there. I'm just assembling it as this time lapse is going. Most of the, yeah, here's me assembling it. I've never vertically mounted a GPU, like I said. So this is my first time doing it. I had to make sure everything was on correctly. I didn't want to mess anything up, and I got it pretty much down first try. The screw was a pain to get in, but I finally got it in. And that little floppy thing on the front is how it actually vertically mounts. You have a bracket underneath there that holds it, and it's got a slot that you install onto it, and that thing goes into your PCI spot in your motherboard. Here's me mounting the actual pump, which I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't figure out how to mount the pump. So I think I cut to me just actually opening the box with all the water cooling kit stuff, and then it cuts to me with the actual pump installed, because me and my dad were just trying to figure out the best way to put it on there. This is me putting together the radiator. Here's me actually mounting the radiator. I put them on the top because I wanted the pump to be on the bottom, and I had a plan on putting an LED screen at the bottom soon. So that's that plan, but I have to, actually get that done. But that's me mounting it, making sure everything is in correctly, which I didn't know which way to mount it. I kind of just put the screws in and hope it worked, but luckily the instructions gave me a good direction on how to get that done. A little smooth transition thing. We just put the pump on there. I just wanted to show you guys that the pump was on there, because I don't even know how I got it on there, but we did. This is me taking off the brackets and putting them on the correct way, because I have an AMD processor and that was set up for a Intel processor. So if you don't know what that means, two brands of processors and they don't have the same socket, they don't fit the same. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm actually making it fit to that size. Here's me actually tearing off the tape for the water block, and that has to now go onto the CPU. I put a little bit of thermal paste right there, and then I was like, okay, that's not going to be enough, so I put like a little section again. So I doubled up on thermal paste, which I really shouldn't have, because I mean that was a pretty solid amount of thermal paste. But just to be safe, we put a lot because I don't trust myself enough, which I should do more. That's the graphics card that I was looking for earlier. Couldn't find it, but I have it now. I took it out, and as you can see, there's a little bracket down there that I'm actually going to slide it vertically into, and that little floppy thing goes into the top slot, which I think I already did in the previous cut. Yeah, so that's now locked in onto the thing. We screwed it down, and I tried my hardest to wire that PCIe cord without making it look stupid. Here's the tubing. This is probably my favorite part. We got to do the tubing and stuff. They also have layouts for this stuff, but I kind of just went with the simple loop. We had to figure that out first time for everything. But that's that, and now it's time for the cinematics. I hope you enjoyed this little voiceover thing, so let's get into it.
Travis, this a hit.